Good morning, everybody. I'm Melissa Nielsen with Waldorf Essentials. Happy Monday. Happy first Monday after the time change to you. I hope you're weathering it well. It's always kicks everybody in the butt, I know. I hope you've done proper things to prepare you and your children. We went on a walk last night at what was 9 o'clock. Really was 8 o'clock, just to get all the wiggles out. So hopefully that helps everybody here this morning. I just want to welcome you today. I think we're going to talk about circle time and sort of taking the stress out of that. I'm also going to tease you a little bit with this gigantic announcement that we have that will be today for our Thinking, Feeling, Willing members. Excuse me. And tomorrow for everybody else. We have an amazing planning journal that is going to be released tomorrow in hard copy and in digital, and it's beautiful. I'm super excited about it. We've been working on it for the last few weeks, and I love the fruits of our labor when they come all together. So very excited to release that tomorrow. It will actually be a huge game changer for all of your planning for school. All of it. It will blow your mind. I'm really excited about it. So we're going to do a live video about it tomorrow morning at the same time, 6 a.m. Pacific time, and then we'll have all the details on how you can get that. It's, like I said, an amazing product. So let's talk about circle time. So I get a lot of questions about circle time, stress about circle time. Oh no, my circle time is not going to be great, or what elements does it need to have, or gosh, it doesn't look as beautiful as so-and-so's, or my kids won't sit still, or it feels really weird to do circle time with just me and one child. So I want to talk about first, what is circle time? And in a school setting, circle time is a gathering after being apart. In a co-op setting, it's a gathering after being apart. So it's not that at home. At home, it's a very different sort of thing. It's this piece where you're coming together after not having seen them since last night. So you don't have this great, you're not usually doing welcome songs that include naming, because those would feel kind of silly. Like, excuse me, at our circle we do. We welcome everybody. We do the good morning. And so the good morning to Soraya, good morning to, and when you have a house full of kids, it's a little bit different, So when we've done circle, we've had a lot of kids there, but good morning to Soraya and good morning to Sam. And in our co-op, we have almost 40 kids. So in our co-op, it goes around and around and around. And it takes a good 5 minutes for everybody to introduce, or for us to say everybody's name. And so that's a nice big circle. But at home, usually we're talking about a few kids. And if we've got age gaps, then we're talking about some kids who really, frankly, just don't want to be there. And then some kids that might not want to sit still. And so you have to look at circle differently at home. You have to take the element of what it is of gathering. And if it works for you to do the traditional circle, then do it. I think that's great. And we've done that in years past. And then currently we also just do a gathering as my kids have gotten older. So we transition, but we also sort of make the older kids have some peace and allowing for the younger kids. And we definitely do a traditional let's sing some circle songs, and I'll sort of talk in a minute about how to sort of form that out. But I generally tend to do that with just my kindergartner. And then if I had maybe a first grader right after them, or a second grader, perhaps they would be included too. And Sam is always welcome to join us. In fact, usually it's Ellie that says, "Can I come to circle time?" And she's 16, only because she remembers those songs and she loves them. So again, in a home setting, it feels different. So we have our family gathering, which is all of us together, first thing in the morning. Everybody's up. We gather. We usually say our morning prayer then. We often are having breakfast then. Sometimes we sing a hymn, and I let the little kids pick a song, or we pick a song. And that's just to gather us, to anchor us. If you are not a religious family, I suggest the song, Come Sing a Song With Me. It's a Unitarian Universalist song. It's a beautiful, beautiful way to sort of gather together, one that we've sang for years. So that's a way to gather if you have a bigger family. Say a morning verse together, and have prayer and intention together. If you've got older kids, this is a really great way to anchor your day, and that's sort of what a circle is to be able to anchor you together. So we do that. That's what we do every morning in our home. When we don't do it, it feels the day is off, and we come together for that piece. Even if we're all running out the door together, we stop and have that morning prayer and intention together. I find that incredibly important. I think it's important for an adult to sort of lead that part of the day. And so we let the kids do prayers and intentions for meals and blessings for meals and things like that. But Dad and I do morning and evening intentions. So we do the same sort of gathering in the evening before bed, and that ends up happening about 7:15, sometimes 7:30. And now that we have a teenager that's gone a lot, it's often just us and the little kids. We like it if she could join us at least once a day, and that's her intention as well, is to join us at least once a day. So that's our gathering, and so that's like the purpose of Circle, is to gather. Now, when it comes to fun stuff that you do with them, a kindergartner, that's definitely looks like a traditional circle time. Then you would definitely do that with a younger child. When you've got older kids, I would say by about 8, they're going to be hemming and hawing, especially if it's a boy. And I don't know what that's all about, but I do know what that's all about. That's about being a boy, and now that's not universal. I would say that Samuel loved circle, but once he had more friends that were like, "What? You want us to do what?" then it's definitely, once he had some more peer influence, then he definitely was a little more pushing. And so, but I think that's normal. My big boys, when they were about that same age, but there were 2 of them, and so for the piece of circle, I give choices. So you can come and join our circle. Usually our circle takes place when big kids should be doing their reading, and so for main lesson. So they're off doing their reading that pertains to main lesson, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch some of our other videos. If they're off doing that, they have the opportunity to come and join us for circle, but it's not required. And sort of I've done that because I really want that circle time with the youngest child, or with the children that are my focus. And so, if I had 2 kindergartners, or a first grader and a kindergartner, or younger kids, I really want that time to be sacred and undisturbed by grumpy people. So again, I give my children the choice. You're welcome to sit here and circle with us and do circle and be a huge supporter of circle and participate, or you're welcome to go start your reading. You choose. You are allowed to choose with that one. And 9 times out of 10, they're off doing their reading, and it's just Soraya and I. And so that might feel kind of weird if it's just the 2 of us, but it doesn't. And it's probably because I've been doing this for a long time. But we also do, I do try to do seasonal things. And when I say that, I don't want you to kill yourself trying to go through every seasonal book, finding the perfect circles. I think that that's something that you should build over time. I think that when you stress and freak out about having a perfect circle, when it's your first year and you've got 1 child, I think you're putting a lot of undue stress on yourself. A lot of undue stress. So pick 3 songs. Learn them well. And you've got to know them before you hit circle time. So one of the things that Soraya asked of Dad, because Dad teaches 2 days a week now, she said, "Daddy, will you learn all the circle songs?" And so he's been learning them. He's been working on learning them, and he's been singing them. He's been serenading our 16-year-old with the Good Morning songs, and she's like, "Oh, Dad." But that you have to know them, because when you know them, it makes it a lot easier for you to go through the songs, and it makes you feel more confident. And so then it also helps, it sort of helps all of that along. And in doing that, you're going to have more fun with your child. So, and so I have moms say, "But I really don't sing." And you know what? You do. And you should. Your children love your voice. They've heard it since they were in the womb. And so you just got to practice, and you have to be willing to practice and willing to put that forward. Excuse me. So pick 3 songs to start with, and then just pull in a storybook. If that's your first circle, That's great. That's amazing. So then, if you want to grow that, so like with our kindergarten curriculum, we have circles that are in there that go with, excuse me, my voice is all froggy this morning. Circles that go with the stories for the month, or maybe go with the season. They're all put together there, and they're all there for you, and you can then utilize those along with your story. So maybe you do the songs first and then you do the story. There's also a great excuse me, a great way to have a moving circle, and that is to have everything center around a story. And so maybe you've got the story and you have several circle songs that have movements in them that sort of go along with the story. There's a great mom that named Amber Hallowell, who does some beautiful circles. She does amazing circles, and I want to say her Etsy store is Hearth Magic. And so feel free to check her out with that. Her circles are great because she lays them all out for you. That's a great way to learn how to lay out an amazing circle. And she encompasses a lot of movement. And a great circle does encompass a lot of movement. It encompasses some gross and fine motor skills. And so those are things you want to be looking for. You want to think about your songs and the movements. A mom says, yes, my mom does have a not pretty singing voice, but I still love to hear, her singing lullabies. Exactly. I think that's where, sorry, I'm going to push more. I think that not having a beautiful singing voice, or one that you think is beautiful, one that would be part of the church choir, don't worry about that. Really what you need to worry about is just to do it, to just get started. And so again, a great circle would include, somebody says they love my hat. Thank you. The pattern is going to be on our blog because it's one that I made. So anyways, make sure that you're not stressing out about it. You're coming to it and you're taking it seriously. I would rather you not do it than not take it seriously enough to put something together. And sometimes there are times when everybody at the park is trying I wish we could have circle. And so I'll pull in just some songs that I know. But I've been doing this for a lot of years. So I got a lot of songs stored up here. Excuse me. And so sometimes you might be wondering, what the heck? I don't even know the tunes to these songs. Make up your own. That's like a huge Waldorf rule. Make up your own tune if you don't know it. We can come together. There's a lot of veteran Waldorf moms that I've met over the years, and we might come together for a circle and all of us have a different tune for certain songs that are staple Waldorf songs, but the tune is a little bit different. Maybe it's been morphed here or morphed there, or this mom over here changed it, and that's a beautiful way to come together. We learn it. We take the time to learn it the way they've heard it, and then it ends up morphing again. So don't stress out about not knowing all the tunes. If you are part of our kindergarten program, a lot of the tunes are there, and so either we've got kids singing them for you, or I've been singing them for you, or we've got the piano playing it for you. So we've got a lot of the tunes there, so that you don't have to stress about that. You can learn them. But take the stress out. Just go, you know what, this is going to be fun, because that's what it should be. If you are not having fun with kindergarten and you are stressing out about kindergarten, then you need to check yourself, and you need to go, wait a minute, this is kindergarten. I need to have fun with this and really have a good time, because your kids know if you're not having fun. And so you really want to make sure that you're having a good time, and that they're in turn having a good time, because if you're confident, they're going to have fun with you. So keep that in mind as you're creating your circles. People ask me, how long do they need to be? I always have extra songs, but in my head, I'm thinking, we're going to do maybe 4 songs. And if she wants more, then we do more. And if she doesn't want more, I cut it off. You can feel it. That's all. It's sort of part of holding the space, learning how to feel when they're done. Because pushing a circle when they're done is not any fun. And getting upset because you had something in mind and they want to be done doesn't work. So you've got to disconnect from it enough so that your feelings aren't going to be hurt because you only got through 2 songs. And so sort of get good at knowing and feeling that, and not being upset and worried about whether or not you've only got 2 songs in that day. Keep your stories fun. I like to use either picture books or chapter books that we're working on in our circle, or original stories. That's a great time to use if you're using our Super Sam stories. It's a great time to tell a Super Sam story. Is maybe you're doing a few larger movements pieces, and then you're doing the story, and then you're closing it off with some other larger or smaller movement pieces. Those are great ideas. There are no hard and fast rules. I would just experiment and have a good time with it. And then, sort of in that experimenting, you'll find a formula that works for you. And again, remember that don't discount your bigger kids, because they may want to join you. And my only rule is that you have to have fun with us when you join us. If you're going to sit there and stare at us on the couch and have disdain for what we're doing, then you can go start your reading. And if you've got kids that aren't reading and can't run off to do that, then I would just say, listen, I would ask, is there a reason why you don't like this? Like, what is it? Is it that you feel silly singing? Because that's a complaint sometimes. And then I go, you know what? I feel silly too, but silly is good. Let's have fun together. Let's be silly together. Don't you love it when mom is silly with you? And sort of bring it to that place and really try to understand what the objection is, especially for older kids that don't want to join, and if you'd really like them to join. And when you've got lots of little ones, do not expect a 3-year-old to sit in circle. Definitely, if you've got a 3-year-old, do the songs, do the finger plays, and then maybe have them sit in your lap for your story, just to sort of help ground them and anchor them. If you've got several little ones, then you're gonna have to wear your patience hat. I'm not sure what color that is. Patience, maybe it's purple. I don't know. You have to wear your patience hat, and you're going to have to really feel confident in your songs, and really disconnect yourself and be okay having to step away, and okay saying, you know what, it looks like your little sister needs us to be done today. And then I also sing circle songs in the car, on our walks. There were lots of years where, where we did our circle content on our walk, because that's what my bigger boys needed. They needed the extra movement and the full body motion of going for a walk as well. So we would go get up and eat and then go for a walk. And while we're on our walk, we would do a lot of the circle songs. And that sort of fulfilled my younger children's need for circle then, and my bigger boys' need for sort of walking. So again, at the end of the day, I just want you to remember what circle is and not stress out about it. And I want to announce that we have a brand new mom lesson. For those of you who are Thinking, Feeling, Willing members, there will be a brand new mom lesson next month on circle time, creating circle time, putting some songs together, and sort of giving you that element and helping you not to be stressed about that. If you're not a Thinking, Feeling, Willing member, you need to become one. If you want to be able to take a lot of the stress out of your Waldorf journey, and you want good training, not just good training, amazing training, training that teaches you about your rhythm and holding the space, and about the curriculum, and about temperament, and painting and drawing, and handwork, and circle time, teaching several children, and inner work, all of those pieces, and a lot more. Our Thrive program is part of our Thinking, Feeling, Willing program. All of those things. This is a program that you need. So please come and join us, because we have a lot of great fun with our Thinking, Feeling, Willing members. And again, we're going to talk about our planner tomorrow morning. So if you aren't a Thinking, Feeling, Willing member, then you better join us tomorrow morning for our planner. It's going to be amazing. It will help you with goal setting for not just for school, but for your life. It will help you with looking at sort of where you are, figuring out how you don't make the mistakes you made last year, figuring out how you sort of gather this planning thing going for the next year, what to teach, how to put the main lessons together. If you're writing your own curriculum or you're pulling from several sources, I'm going to teach you how to pull all that together, and then how to distill it into weekly lessons, and then how to distill it into daily lessons. So we're going to go through all of that in this planner. It's an amazing piece. I'm super excited to share it with you. So that is it for today. Excuse me. I'm going to go find my voice. I'm not quite sure. It's probably up in my cup of tea. Hope you all Have a great day, and I hope you're recovering from the time change. Bye now.